The Vendée Globe is the Everest of sailing. A 24,000-kilometre non-stop solo round-the-world race. We've seen British sailors Alex Thompson, Mike Golding, Dee Caffari and Dame Ellen MacArthur come close to winning it. The question remains, who will become the first British sailor to stand on top of the Vendée Globe summit? The answer, a British solo offshore sailor from the Artemis Offshore Sailing Academy, the UK's only training centre of excellence for ambitious young Brits with one goal.
Offshore Academy is all about finding the next Vendée Globe winner. You'll know as well as I do that a Brit hasn't won the Vendée Globe in recent years. The closest we got was a second.
To get selected, there's a thorough examination process, including fitness, sea survival, nutrition, everything that makes a complete solo sailor. Those who make the grade are rewarded with a year of intensive training and continuous support from the Academy. The first step is making an impression on the French-dominated Solitaire du Figaro, considered to be the training ground for Vendée Globe skippers. In 2011, Sam Goodchild was the first scholar from the Academy to take part in the race, and in his second year he finished 24th, one place ahead of friend and fellow Academy graduate Nick Cherry, with 2012 squad member Henry Bombi finishing in 31st. Sam, Nick and Henry managed to secure funding to take their Figaro campaigns to the next level, each racing under their own name, but with support from the Academy. Rookies Ed Hill and Jack Bouttrell were the sailors selected to compete alongside them for the start of the 2013 Solitaire du Figaro. Before they took on what is regarded as the unofficial World Championships of single-handed sailing and get to mix it up with Vendée Globe rock stars Michel Desjoyeux and Armel Leclerc, there were some tough challenges ahead. Four months earlier, the Icon Cup was their first competitive race. A harsh lesson in the realities of offshore sailing.
Had a 40-knot gust a minute ago, just before the mark I did the jib peel, which I think at the moment is probably one of the most uncomfortable and shit experiences of my life.
But Jack found a way to handle the emotions of offshore sailing, struggling with no wind to howling offshore gales.
A delightful packet of chips, I'm not gonna lie. Let's get the guy out here. Look at him. Look at the craftsmanship that's gone into that.
Their next challenge was the solo Arima, where Jack was enjoying battling with double Vendée Globe winner Michel Desjoyeux.
He actually had to duck me on one of the upwind legs, but he just got in front of us on that mark there.
2 months on, Jack and Ed were making their final preparations for the big one, the Solitaire du Figaro. There was a nervous but competitive atmosphere within the group as Jack won the rookie division in the solo Arima with Ed in second. But perhaps more importantly, keeping the French off the rookie podium.
So this is the first time I've done the Solitaire du Figaro. That's going to be almost 200 miles longer than anything I've done solo before.
It's a big race and long course, the longest I've been at sea by myself. If you can do well in this event, you're gonna do well everywhere.
It wasn't the first time for Henry, Sam and Nick, but it was no easy task to make the start line.
I knew it was going to be difficult to find sponsors and the money in order to be here, so we've got a fantastic opportunity ahead of us over the next months to try and take some big scalps and hopefully make a name for ourselves.
Since November last year I've been putting a lot of my own time and money and everything into trying to get to the start line, and now it's here, and I know quite how easy it is for things to go wrong, and I don't really want them to go wrong, I quite like to go well. So
it's absolutely incredible to have so many rock stars of the offshore sailing world racing this year. But it's not just the top 6 guys who've won it before, there's also, like down through the fleet, there's 20 or 30 guys who are all full-time professional sailors, and it's that close racing that really brings me back and makes it so motivating being in this fleet and racing all the way around Europe.
The race took them from Bordeaux to Porto, on to Gijon, then Roscoff, and finished in Dieppe. Thousands of spectators cheered off the 41 Figaros out of the heart of the city. Their target, a combined top 20 finish in the 2,000-mile race, no easy feat. Taking the offshore route was key for the front-runners, which included Sam. He finished in 8th, an impressive result, with Nick just behind in 11th. Jack made the right tactical choice too, winning the rookie division, finishing in 23rd. Henry had company en route, but it was a tough first leg.
Well, leg one was a classic solitaire leg. It had absolutely everything. I broke my speed record on the boat for 22 knots of boat speed, which was pretty epic. Fell to no breeze, had some big seas, and I unfortunately broke my biggest kite and then had to use the smallest one for the rest of the race. And it's a really difficult thing to try and deal with and try and just even those mental highs and lows out.
Even though graduate Henry was behind the rookies, it's the fans at home that keep him going.
You turn on your phone and it's just a bombardment of messages from people from online on social media and by email, text and everything. It's a hard leg. You look at all the messages and the amount of people that care about the racing that you're doing and are willing you on. It's a great feeling.
Thanks to the Artemis shore crew, Henry had a chance to get some rest before taking on leg two.
You know, we've got a great team here. It's been really good as it enables me to rest. This is a time that special few days that we have to rest in between, make sure we're as well rested as possible.
The route was unforgiving, from Spain to Gijon, and the fleet were tightly packed.
This is what we call Classe Figaro racing. I think the top, or at least 25 boats, are basically within a mile. So there's sort of a lineup down there.
With the Artemis squad looking good, they were enjoying themselves. And others headed for the restaurant.
Lunchtime!
Despite the antics on camera, the Artemis team managed their best combined finish ever. 4 boats in the top 20. Sam continued his form to stay top Brit, with Nick just behind. Jack finished in 20th place and kept his overall rookie title by just 4 minutes. After a poor start, Henry pulled it out of the bag, finishing just 1 place behind Jack, his best solitaire finish to date.
I personally feel like a little bit down just because I know I could have done a lot better, even though I've done all right. Like it's not a great result, but it's okay. But I know I could have done a lot better, so I'm frustrated with myself that I haven't, achieved more.
For Ed Hill, a tactical decision cost him the race.
Tacked off to try and get more pressure, and I just sailed into nothing, and when I came back the fleet had gone and I just ended up 6 miles behind everyone, including the last person. So I spent 2 days sailing around on my own, which was pretty horrible. All my hopes of doing well as a rookie have been dashed and all of that, so it's a shame really.
The halfway stage, emotions were mixed amongst the Artemis crew. Ed had a long way to climb and Jack was in the running for first rookie. But it was Henry who wanted to get going for leg 3 to Roscoff.
Well, leg 3 in general is going to be quite leg, and it'll probably be the longest leg in terms of time at sea for the whole solitaire. We've got a big high pressure in the middle of the Bay of Biscay, and our course that we're going to take takes us right through the middle of that, where there'll be absolutely no wind. So we've got to make a decision to go to the left or to the right of that, and it's going to be a big make or break. And the guys that get out of the light area winds first will extend their lead, so it's very important to get a good start.
No one's going to know which way is right until you get to either the finish or Ile d'Yeu, which is the first turning island on the French coast. So it's going to be, I think, quite stressful.
Even though the Artemis team took different routes, they all came together after crossing the Bay of Biscay.
Looks like I'm going to come in very close to the Jack and Ed, and also Henry, with Sam about 5 miles in front, doing pretty well, and Dave a little bit further back.
They finished at night, with Sam ahead of the group again.
Still pretty hard. It's probably the hardest leg of the 3 yet, mainly because there wasn't really an opportunity to get much sleep like there was in the first 2. So I'm pretty tired, a lot more tired than I was in the first 2, but yeah, pretty happy. 14th, can't complain about that.
Sam was being modest. He was ahead of Vendée Globe sailors Armel Leclerc and Michel Desjoyeux. The rest of the team had solid mid-fleet results, with Jack holding on to the rookie top spot.
Final leg of the solitaire, we actually sail for quite a lot of the leg along the English coast. So we along the whole south coast until a mark just east of the Isle of Wight. So it'll be quite nice to go sort of past the area I've been living.
Mother Nature shrouded the British coastline.
Going through stupidly small gaps in fog and rocks.
Finally, the fog cleared and the wind picked up for a wet and wild drag race home. The spray activating some safety features.
Well, life jacket. This life jacket works.
They had sailed over 2,000 miles in all conditions against the world's elite solo sailors. It was the best combined finish for the Artemis Offshore Academy since the start of the programme, with Sam Goodchild becoming the highest-ranked British skipper in the Solitaire du Figaro, finishing in 14th place.
Oh, really, overall? Okay, no, that's cool. I'm fairly happy with it. I can't complain, to be honest.
Nick finished in 17th, with Henry taking 8 places off his 2012 result, finishing in 23rd overall. Ed concluded the British skipper's race in 30th and 4th in the rookie rankings. For Jack, he became the first ever Brit to win the rookie division in the race's 44-year history.
Yeah, to finish top rookie is incredible, and yeah, it's all good.
Frenchman Jan Elise won overall and became the first back-to-back Figaro champion ever. The Brits need no motivation in wanting to stop the French domination. They'll be helped in 2014 with the Figaro stopping in Plymouth. There's nothing like a little home support. Surely, it's only a matter of time until a British sailor tops the Figaro podium and the infamous Vendée Globe.